All right, I'm going to show you the number one way to scrape data on any website. So if you're not doing this, then you're making a huge mistake. So let's dive in with this example on school.com. So the first thing you want to do when you're scraping is basically, ideally, if you can find something that's like paginated, that's the best. You can go from page one to last page with all the data. So if you scroll down on this website on school, you can see there's like 30 responses, and you also just want to kind of see how they're fetching the data. So let's go ahead and just kind of click around and see how that's happening. Let's click on the business category here. You see we go to a different page with the URL discovery and then this parameter, which is you can kind of assume is going to be the business category ID. If we click around, you'll see that changes. Once you kind of see how this is working, there's actually paginated, there's pagination here as well. So that's pretty easy. You can go from first page to last page. Here's where people make a huge mistake though. What they might do is do inspect element, and they'll see how these cards work and try to match on these classes. So they'll start with this page. They'll get this HTML here. They'll match based on this class name right here. To get this card, and then once they got that card, they'll match on maybe this class name to try to get the name of this group, and so on and so forth. And so it's pretty tedious process to go through and try to find like these unique identifiers, like this discovery card description, and then the discovery card meta, and so on, to get all of the data for each of these. If you are doing this first without trying anything else, then you're making a huge mistake. That's gonna cost you so much time. So this is what you should do first instead. Now, sometimes you do have to actually use those classes, and that's the only way, but not always. So let's go to the network tab, and I always like to kind of clear everything and do a refresh. Let's just see how the data is being fetched here. Let me just click on a different page actually. Actually, I have a filter on already from when I did this a second ago. So first thing that we get, one thing you should do first is just type in API, see if there's any API endpoints getting hit. A lot of people have API in the URL. In this case, there's nothing. And then also look for something unique on this left side, and then search for that right here. So if we type in xgenesis or xgen, you see there's actually like 2 requests that have that in there. This might just be by chance, but let's click this one, and you'll see that this is actually the full JSON response. So I wasn't gonna show this first. You might end up getting something else. Let me show you this first too. What else you might get? So if we look at this page, even this response here, which is the first endpoint that we hit when we load this page, obviously, even the response here has the data at the end. Let's just type in next. Let's see, it's gonna be right here. All right, so even this, if you scroll down to this, you would have found this as well. So even this has all the JSON data for the different groups on this page. So even this would be huge, like super easy to use, but also just by doing this search method, we found this other endpoint. And this is just the JSON data that's loaded. All of the groups here, the members, the display name, description of these groups, all of this is in here. And there's no work you need to do really, because it's already in JSON format. So another way to find this would be to use this fetch XHR filter, which just filters for like the JSON responses. So if we did that here as well, we would have found the response, open it in a new tab, pre-print it, and you can see, like I said, this is category ID, the rank and the category for this group, and the description for that course as well. This is the ID for it, and so on. So everything you need already in JSON format from a single API endpoint right here. And we have the category ID again. So you could go through all of the categories. The categories are actually, if you look at this response, the categories are also in here. So here they are. So you can copy paste this, all these categories, go through, start with business, put that in the URL, you get the first page of the business. If you scroll down as well, you can see, go to page 2, and let's see how they do the pagination. There's just a simple parameter p=2 to get the second page, and so on. You can see that is going to be, and this as well. So payload, the category ID, page 2. So pretty freaking easy. Now you're getting all of the JSON responses just from a single API endpoint. You have the categories from this as well. So now scraping all of school is as easy as going through all those categories, going through all those pages, and Claude can write that script for you in no time. So if you have any questions, hit me up. If you want me to scrape some data like this for you, also hit me up too.